What is good, everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE News video. Today, we're going to be continuing going down this massive Japanese list of developers who have shared their thoughts on the Nintendo Switch recently. So let's go ahead and get right into it here. So, thoughts on the presentation. This comes from Ganbarion. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but these are the same developers who made Pandora's Tower on the Wii, in addition to One Piece Unlimited World Red on the Wii U. And the president has came out and said a couple things on the Nintendo Switch. Here are his thoughts on the presentation. Quote, "It's coming out sooner than I expected. That's the best way I can describe it. I thought for sure it would come out later in March, but March 3rd really surprised me. I was expecting the price to be 28,000 yen based on its performance, but I didn't think the dock and Joy-Con grip and everything would be included. They've packed those in anyway, and still the price is 29,980 yen. That's fantastic value." And I have to 100% agree. It's funny because a lot of these Japanese developers have came out and said, man, this is such great value, this is such great value, this is such great value, whereas it was almost like complete opposite for a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people, but there was a good amount of people that felt that it was too expensive here in the Western territories, and I know in certain parts of Europe it was way too expensive, but here in America it was $299 when they just showed it off the first and foremost, and people were like, oh, that's so expensive, and they don't even know the tech that's inside of it. They don't even know how much it costs to manufacture or anything like that. So I just thought that was hilarious. I thought $299 is an okay price for launch, the tech that you're getting inside of it. Obviously the Japanese developers all kind of think that this thing is priced very well and feel that it will do good based on the value and based on the proposition of the price and the tech that's inside of there. Next, we're going to move on to Camelot. So this is Takahashi and also Sugo Takahashi. They are Mario Tennis and Golden Sun. So these are very important developers to Nintendo, and here's their thoughts on the presentation. This one first comes from Hiroyuki, and he says, "I like that they focus on the controllers in their presentation. It's common to hear about processor speeds and HD capabilities at these kinds of presentations, but as a developer, that stuff is so boring. I don't think that those are what makes games fun." Then Sugo added, "ARMS feels very Nintendo. I was talking to my brother about how it would be neat if we made a boxing game, kind of like on the Switch, but ARMS is way beyond what we had in mind." And then they laugh at that. Yeah, because ARMS is probably going to be a lot more polished and better than anything that they can do. Obviously, Golden Sun is amazing. It's always been a handheld franchise with kind of a low budget kind of graphics and everything, GBA and also DS as well, but they've never really went on the consoles and made a bigger graphically intense game at all. And also Mario Tennis has always been, you know, kind of meh. Although Mario Tennis on the Nintendo Wii U looks great, but there's just like no content in that game at all. There's like no content. You can't even play with friends online. It's just rushed. But overall, I do think that the presentation, as far as what they said, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, it is kind of boring, at least in my opinion, to sit there and talk about specs and all that. I mean, obviously, this is stuff that people want to know. Some people think that that's very entertaining to sit there and geek out about specs and all that. But I do think that it was cool that Nintendo showed off a lot of games. They showed off Zelda, Mario, Xeno 2. That's just like amazing to me. That's a lot of games, and that's what I'm really worried about is the games. And I'm worried about the gameplay, which is what makes games fun. So I definitely agree with Camelot there. Next, we're going to move on to probably the most interesting part of the Nintendo Switch presentation as far as this developer, but Grasshopper manufacturer, which is Suda51. And he went out there and kind of did the pro wrestling pose and all that. But let's just hear his thoughts on the presentation and also the interesting aspects here. Quote, "I did the pro wrestling love pose at the presentation, but I don't think people were digging it. But it broke the ice with the audience, so I think I'll keep doing it. I'll call it Switch Love instead of Pro Wrestling Love. Anyway, I announced to everyone that I will be bringing back my most beloved character, Travis Touchdown. I'm so glad I got to announce his comeback at such a huge smackdown. It's slamming." Now, on the interesting aspect of the Switch, this is what Suda had to say on the matter. There's a lot of different ones, but the biggest innovation is the HD Rumble. Playing games takes away too much time, doesn't it? So I think it's really important that the HD Rumble is used just right for physical experiences. I want to invent some brand new mechanics. So this is really cool because if many of you guys don't know, Suda51, he's the creator of No More Heroes, which was one of the most innovative games of its time when it came to the Nintendo Wii. It used the Wii Remote in really interesting ways as far as slashing as like a lightsaber, beam saber type of thing. You also used it to hear into the speaker to where you can talk like a cell phone almost. I mean, you wouldn't talk back, but you could hear them through that, and he tries to pull out his cell phone. So there was a lot of interesting things with this game when it came out, I think in 2007? I'm pretty sure 2007 or 2008, one of those two. And I remember playing it and just absolutely like loving the game. I thought the style was really good. I thought the side quests were really bad at times. Some of them were good, but it was really bad. The game was overall seemed very budget at times, but it was still a fun game. It was still really quirky, And I love the fact that Suda51 is bringing Travis Touchdown back, hopefully in a No More Heroes 3. And I love the fact that they're going to be using the HD Rumble. I think that's the big thing with this game, and I think that's where they can really innovate, because HD Rumble, you can actually have individual motors in each of the Joy-Cons, and even the Pro Controller too, and whenever you hit something, it can give you a sensation, a different type of sensation of a rough boulder or of like a jelly feeling, apparently. So the fact that they have something like that can really benefit a lightsaber style of game, and no matter how you play it, whether you're playing it with the Joy-Cons in a slashing mode or whatever the heck they're going to do, or you're playing with the Pro Controller, because remember, No More Heroes 2 did support the Classic Controller Pro, Classic Controller. So whatever way you're playing it, I do feel that it's going to be amazing. I do feel that they can really take advantage of the HD Rumble, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Suda51 has to show us on this game. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, cheaters, tips and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.